Welcome to Flipped Classrooms by Deb Nielsen as partial fulfillment of the PIDP 3250 Instructional Strategies course. Hi, I'm Deb. Today we're going to talk about flipped classrooms as an instructional strategy. Let's examine what we mean by a flipped classroom. No, this isn't exactly what we mean. There are a number of misconceptions about what a flipped classroom is. When most people think of a flipped classroom, they think of video lectures that students listen to, and while this is one way to flip a classroom, this is just a small piece of the big picture. It's important to remember flipping is not about technology or the videos. It's not something to undertake just because it's bright and shiny. The value of flipping is in actively engaging the students in higher level thinking skills during class time when you as an instructor are able to work on this with the students. Essentially, a flipped classroom means class time and homework are flipped. In the most common scenario, rather than spending class time lecturing, students view the lectures at home at their convenience and come to class prepared to test their skills through applying the knowledge and interacting with each other in hands-on activities. Class time is used to engage in activities such as workshopping, problem solving, discussing, examining, and analyzing case studies. Salman Khan was one of the pioneers of flipping classrooms. What started as recording tutorials for his cousins turned into a video lecture library with more than 3,000 videos on math, science, and humanities, free for everyone to access. Flipping classrooms can be as elaborate as Salman Khan and the Khan Academy, or as simple as having students read the novel at home and come prepared to discuss it in class. Barbie Honeycutt, founder of Flip It Consulting, reminds us that flipping the when and where instruction is delivered is only part of the philosophy behind flipping classrooms. She stresses that it really is about moving the focus from the teacher to the student, to really think about our learning outcomes and what the students need to do to achieve these outcomes. Often, rather than flipping a whole class, look for flippable moments in your class. These can be found in areas of confusion, in the course fundamentals, the things the students really need to know, and in helping the students expand from one level of thinking to the next, or even at moments of boredom, when your students need you to guide them to find the answers rather than give them the answers. The advantages of flipping include: it allows more time to actively engage with students, which means the students have more time to practice and test their skills, while the instructor is available for help. Instructors can often see where the problems in learning occur, which leads to a more efficient resolution of these difficulties. Students can access the lecture material at their own convenience and as often as they like or need. For example, English as a second language students can review the video and rewind if they're struggling with the language or the concepts. Or students can access the lectures for exam preparation. Some of the limitations of flipping are: it requires a new set of skills for both the instructor and the students. It can be time-consuming. If you're going to go the route of preparing lecture videos, in order to make these interesting, you'll need to spend a great deal of time preparing them. You can think of this in terms of an investment, because if it's well done, you can reuse them. Another limitation is that students will often view this as more work on their part, or simply not be prepared for class, having not watched the video lecture or done their piece of the homework. Finally, students will often think, because of the video lecture, it's fine to skip class, without realizing that the class content is much different than the homework piece. Anytime you undertake a change, and this is a significant change from traditional teaching, it can be difficult for some to adjust. Honeycutt suggests that some of the ways to offset student resistance is to introduce the idea of flipped classrooms on the first day of class, to begin very simply, and to build the extent that you use flipping, to assess the students often to ensure that they're on track with the learning. Are there any ethical, cultural, or gender implications to this strategy? Flipped classrooms actually debunk ethical, cultural, and gender implications because this instructional strategy treats all participants in an equal manner regardless of their learning style. Remember that flipped classrooms don't need to be elaborate. And look for flippable moments in your class and flip out. Thank you.